Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn, Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.
All right, and with that, we are ready for district final action here on CTV. Tom Brenner along with Brad Robbins here at Marysville High School. We're going to send it down to our PA announcer for our starting lineups and the singing of our national anthem.
District 51 Boys Championship game between the Richmond Blue Devils and the Saints of St. Clair. At this time, we ask you to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America and all the men and women that serve in our armed forces with the playing of our national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing tonight's starting lineup, starting with Richmond's number 3, Jackson Allen. For St. Clair, number 1, Ian Jensen. For the Blue Devils, number 4, Drew Davis. And for the Saints, number 10, Mario Madsen. For Richmond, number 5, Davion Henderson. And for St. Clair, number 11, Logan Pietrkowski. For the Blue Devils, number 10, Chase Churchill. And for the Saints, number 13, Ben Davidson. And for Richmond, number 12, Austin DeBuck. And for the St. Clair Saints, number 14, Sean Donaldson. The Blue Devils are coached by Mr. Josh Presnell. The Saints are coached by Mr. Sean Sherrill.
All righty, nice edition of the national anthem. Got our starting lineups out of the way. Here we are on CTV. It's district finals. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins. Brad, set pretty good crowd here for district final.
Yeah, as you expect, kind of going back to the old scale days. Nice nearby rivalry with the Saints and the Blue Devils going at it at Marysville High School of all places. Right off the gate, I look at obviously not knowing a whole lot about Richmond and playing in the BWAC. They got a couple of young guys. They got a few young starters. Looks like a sophomore and a couple juniors to go with some seniors. St. Clair with an experienced lineup of 4 seniors and a sophomore. But a lot of consistency at this point. It's gotten them thus far. A couple of league champs going at it here tonight, and it's only fitting that the two best teams in the district meet here in the district finals.
Richmond student section in the house making some noise early on. St. Clair with their normal starters. St. Clair 15-6, Richmond 17-4 as we get ready for tip-off. District title on the line here at Marysville High School. The Blue Devils win the opening tip.
Player to watch in the Blue Devils, for those of you at home with no scouting report, Chase Churchill, probably the best player. Averages double figures, and obviously Ben Davidson for the Saints.
Drew Davis with a drive and a miss. Ben Davidson in the mix for the rebound, but Mario Matson comes away with it. Davidson over to Pietrzakowski. Logan Pietrzakowski with a drive, back to Davidson, drives baseline. Dishes over Ian Jansen for three. It's on the way and it's good. 3-0 St. Clair early on. Jansen with a hot first half in the district semifinal against Marine City gets off to a good one tonight.
Good to see him get it going. He's a senior. He can shoot it. Saints are going to need him to advance in the tournament here tonight.
Chase Churchill with the basketball over to Jackson Allen. Stolen away. Here comes Davidson. Saints with numbers if they want it. Drives the lane. Looks to dish. Up. Draws contact. He'll shoot two.
Davidson, nice job moving his body away from a guy who was anticipating the opportunity to take that charge. Smooth and avoiding it. Doesn't finish the bucket, but is going to get himself at the line. Ben
Davidson, of course, a senior, heading to Ferris State to play basketball. All-time leading scorer in Saints history, over 400, almost 500 points ahead of second leading scorer in the history of St. Clair.
A lot of good basketball players have come through St. Clair High School, and Ben Davidson adds himself to the top of a nice list.
Knocks down both free throws, makes it 5-0 St. Clair. Good defensive pressure from the Saints early on here. It's a drive, kick to the corner, three on the way. This one is off. Battle down low, and Pietrzakowski going to let it go out of bounds. St. Clair will take the basketball.
Saints doing what they've done all year to get them to this point. Good pressure, man defense, emphasis on one and dones, and so far so good.
Just over a minute gone by here in the first quarter. District final action at Marysville High School. St. Clair and Richmond. Sean Donaldson with the basketball. Over to Jansen. Ben Davidson in the high post. For a ball screen, slips to the bucket, nothing there. Pietrzakowski kicks it back over to Jansen. Saints being patient this time down the floor.
Saints like their matchup inside here. Going to get Davidson a touch. Nice idea to kick.
Davidson kick, another extra pass. Matson three on the way. This one's good, and St. Clair opens this ball game on an 8-0 run. That forces Josh Bresnell and the Blue Devils to call timeout.
I'm sure you and I both looked down to the Blue Devil sideline at the same time. Saints come out on an 8-0 run in the first minute and change. Everything going the Saints' way right now, and if you're Coach Bresnell, you got to regroup. You got some youth on the floor. Probably the first time in a district final for several of these kids, and they don't want to get the moment too big for them, let it slip away before they really get off the ground.
Didn't get an exact number on it, but St. Clair knocked down well over 10 three-pointers in their semifinal game against the Marine City Mariners, most in the first half. Off to a good start from three tonight with two already. St. Clair 15-6 overall, 9-1 in their league. Richmond 17-4, 12-1 in the BWAC. In the semifinal action, St. Clair beat Marine City 77-40, while Richmond got here to the final by beating the Marysville Vikings 67-42. So a couple of blowouts to get here. Yeah,
both teams winning in convincing fashion. Maybe an advantage for the Blue Devils that they got to play here on this floor. But right now the Saints have kind of negated that and have taken over and made that a non-issue. So Richmond's going to have to adjust, knock down a couple shots, and I think we'll have a competitive basketball game. But if the hot shooting continues for the Saints, they might be able to run away with it.
Richmond student section was making a lot of noise before tip-off. It quieted down a little bit, still standing after the Saints' 8-0 start. Drew Davis with the ball, drives on Sean Donaldson, kick back over.
Saints doing a nice job. You see the bench get up, applauding this possession. Richmond hasn't been able to get a touch inside the three-point line to this point.
Davion Henderson with the basketball for the Blue Devils. Picks up his dribble, looking for some help. Gets a backdoor cut. That's Drew Davis with a floater. It's up, no good. He gets the ball back.
Second chance opportunity for the Blue Devils here.
Drew Davis over to Jackson Allen. Richmond trying to find something.
Dribble weave action. The Saints are able to negate that because they switched darn near everything.
Good defense. Pietrzakowski with a little something. Ben Davidson comes over to help, but he comes away with the basketball. Ben Davidson pushes the pace, but pulls it back out. Jansen looking for Pietrzakowski, and the Saints will set up their offense. Just under 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Davidson pulls up from 3. It's on its way, no good. Donaldson comes away with the offensive rebound.
Donaldson's so tough inside, does a great job on the offensive and defensive glass, gets a hustle play, but unfortunately the ball gets turned over.
Jansen throws that one out of bounds. Substitution for the Blue Devils in Brennan Dolan. He checks in for number 12, Austin DeBuck. Dolan is senior. Blue Devils looking to push the pace a little bit, hoping maybe if they don't get in the half court, and it works.
Ian Jansen early on in that press up front got caught trying to gamble on a steal. It really resulted in an odd man rush and an open three-pointer. It gets Richmond on the board, maybe takes the seal off the lid here almost halfway through the first.
Davion Henderson knocked down the 3, just a sophomore for Richmond. Mario Matson with the basketball, trying to get free, can't do it. Pretty good defensive reach, he gets by, he lays it up and in.
Good tough take. Tough take there by Mario. Definitely got the ability to do that. He's been the secondary scorer all year, kind of Mr. Consistency, and going to need him here tonight to get his.
This time the Saints do slow them down. Richmond in the half court now. Just under 4 minutes down left in the first. 10-3 St. Clair. Troy Disselrath at the scorer's table ready to check in. Shot up, no good. He gets the rebound back, and a touch foul will go against the Saints.
A couple times here in the last couple of possessions, the Blue Devils have been able to get into the paint and get a floater up. They didn't make either one of them, but they did get second chance opportunities. Saints going to have to do that team rebounding that we've seen throughout the year. You got to limit them, especially if Churchill starts to get off in the middle there. That probably goes against what the scouting report says to do.
Troy Disselrath does check in. It's for Ian Jansen. Jackson Allen. Davis, long 3 is on the way, and he got it. Drew Davis, the junior.
No hesitation.
10-6 now. Back comes Davidson, crosses into the lane. He got up, drew a little contact, no foul, and he missed. Back comes Richmond.
Davidson couldn't quite get the English on the backboard that he wanted. Get that one to drop, kind of an awkward angle.
Jackson Allen with the ball, working on Davidson. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Davis. Back to Allen, drives. Here comes Sean Donaldson.
Smart. Donaldson, no numbers, decided to bring it back out, gets it to Troy Disselrath. You know he's going to take care of the ball. I think they really want to get these touches to Davidson inside. I think they like this matchup here.
Pietrzakowski got it to Davidson. Henderson on him. He made him catch the ball pretty far out. Davidson gets it again. Good pass over Disselrath. Corner 3 is up and good. 13-6 St. Clair.
Right there, I think Richmond's so intent on keeping the ball out of Davidson's hands. They're putting him at the block and letting him distribute a little bit. Number 5, Davion Henderson, has got some length to defend a little bit, but he's probably given up 30 pounds to Davidson on the block.
Saints wreaking havoc here on the defensive end. Richmond is trying to gather themselves. Here's a drive baseline. Foul going to be called. It's a reach in on Donaldson.
Good call there. Churchill beat his man off the get-go. Had Donaldson off balance, and then he reached in and grabbed the arm as Churchill tried to distribute on his own.
Checking into the ball game for the Saints. Junior Matt Eisenhart. He comes in for Donaldson. I believe that's his second personal foul. Richmond inbounds from the baseline. They'll set. They're down 7. Baseline jumper on the way. No good. But he gets his own rebound back. Up for the layup, and it's good. That's number 10, Chase Churchill, a senior for the Blue Devils.
Tough luck there for the Saints, in good position, and the tip went right over the rim, and Churchill came back into the party and got himself an easy 2-point bucket.
Saints work their offense. Disselrath got a cutting Matson layup, was up and good.
Mario Matson with 7 early. Pressure defense, as it has with many of the opponents for the Saints, bothering the guards here of the Blue Devils.
Drew Davis working on Logan Pietrzakowski. Saints certainly working hard. Oh, miscommunication. Chase Churchill was down low, but he wasn't even looking for the pass as it came in.
Really, that one's going to have to be an oopsie on Connor Gracchiolo. Tried to feed inside, and really Churchill was way too deep underneath the block, so even if he would have caught it, he was going to get pinned under the hoop. That's not one he needs to throw in there.
Davidson driving the lane. He got past one man, laid it up, no good. No foul called. Back come the Blue Devils. They've got numbers. That's going to be a charge. Good work. Troy Bisserath fired up after drawing the charge.
Right now, Coach Sherrill pleading with Ben Davidson a little bit to settle down and get himself a look. I think Coach Sherrill's apt to just let him catch those at the block and start to distribute. His supporting cast is hitting everything right now. Let him shoot.
Saints still with a 7-point lead, 15-8, and the travel going to be called. There's a little life out of the Richmond student section.
Troy Bisserath went to start the offense with an entry to the wing, and the wing ran away from him and forced him to hold up his pass and drag his pivot foot, turn the ball over. Not like him. He's always taking care of the basketball. Unfortunate there.
Corner three on the way, no good. Good position by Matson. He comes away with the rebound and pushes the pace. Between the legs, dribble, gets away, drives the lane, kicks. Eisenhart, three is blocked by number 10, Chase Churchill. Churchill making his presence known early.
Churchill's got good length, athletic, can get himself to the basket. He can shoot a little bit too. Good experienced player. He's been the go-to guy for the Blue Devils all year.
Jackson Allen back into the game. Matson tracks it down and saves it, almost a turnover. Eisenhart, Bisserath, Pietrzakowski, good.
Pietrzakowski, way not to hang his head. He thought he threw that basketball away, and Mario Matson chased it down, and it swung all the way back to Pietrzakowski, who made up for the errant pass real quick.
Three-point attempt is no good. Not so sure. Blue Devils, as you said, we don't have a legit scouting report, but I can't imagine they're looking to get into a three-point shooting contest here tonight.
No, not especially from that deep. Those are 2 or 3 feet behind the three-point line, and one's got to assume that's not the shot you want.
Looks like they're going to get a traveling violation on Ben Davidson.
Did look like that ball got tipped away from Davidson, but obviously official Chet Boss did not see it that way, and ball goes back to the Blue Devils. 4.4 left here in the first.
Looking to get a big here. Davis, 3, 2 on the clock. 1, no shot attempted. He does get it off in time, but the 3 is no good. At the end of 1, it's the St. Clair Saints 18, the Richmond Blue Devils 8 here in the district final at Marysville High School. We'll be right back after these messages.
There's so much more to the car buying experience at St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC.
With pickup and delivery to your home or office.
100% price match guaranteed.
Even free loaners with service work.
Because we really do care in St. Clair.
Right now you can get a full service oil change with a 27-point safety inspection and a car wash for just $29.95.
We really do care in St. Clair. Exit 257 off I-94.
Neiman's Family Markets, from produce, deli, bakery, meats, or even bagels. Neiman's Family Markets. They have it all on Kearney Drive in St. Clair. Neiman's Family Markets.
All right, welcome back to the district final here on CTV. I'm Tom Brenner along with Brad Robbins, getting set for the second quarter here. Pretty entertaining first quarter. Why don't you hit the Saints? Who's leading the Saints here in scoring tonight, Brad?
Right now, it's been Mario Matson, Ian Jansen, Logan Pietrzakowski, and Troy Bisserath have all pitched 3 of their own, but Mario's got 7. The Saints up by 10, and their best scorer, and Ben Davidson, really didn't get much going other than distributing from the block. He's only got 2 points, but he got himself to the line, made both free throws, and contributed probably 3 or 4 assists. So good quarter, good start for the Saints, getting some other guys going.
Drew Davis and Davion Henderson tied in the lead for scoring for Richmond, both with 3 points. Chase Churchill chipped in 2. That gives them their 8 total in the first quarter. We're underway here in Marysville. Davidson with the ball for the Saints, gets it over to Donaldson. Jansen, Pietrzakowski. Screen from Davidson, he rolls the bucket. Pietrzakowski dished to the corner. Matson 3 on the way is long, and Henderson comes away with the rebound. Henderson brings the basketball up for the Blue Devils. Looking for something inside. It's not there. He pulls it back. Ben Davidson guarding Davion Henderson. He drives on Donaldson, gets there, pulls up off the glass, no good, and Davidson comes away with the ball.
Good rotation by the Saints. Mario Matson came over to stop dribble drive. Turns into a nice possession as Ben Davidson gets his first three-point attempt to go.
Davidson with 5 points on the night now. Richmond trying to beat the pressure here. Drew Davis with the ball. Drives, dishes, three-point attempt on the way. This one is also long, but a good offensive rebound by Churchill. He draws another foul. If that one's on Donaldson, I believe that's going to give him 3.
I'll have to check that here.
Might be 2, as you would assume if he had 3, Sean Chero would be subbing in. Wait for something from our PA announcer, nothing yet.
Had an opportunity to talk a little bit with Coach Chero about this one. He really felt like if they could get some guys going and shoot the ball, that is his second, by the way.
Second,
shoot the ball pretty well. He thought the guard pressure from the Saints could really bother the Blue Devils, and right now I think as this game wears on, it's going to tucker out the guards who are having a hard time laboring the ball up the floor against Ian Jansen and Logan Pietrzakowski.
Henderson shot up and no good. Another Churchill offensive rebound, though. Churchill goes up with it, draws a foul and finishes, and 1. That will bring it to 21-10.
His second, team 4. Shooting 1, Chase Churchill.
Churchill's first and only free throw on the way is no good, and Jansen comes down with the rebound. Maybe part of getting Ben Davidson to calm down a little bit. They got the basketball in his hand to start some possessions. Donaldson takes a screen, gets to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Nice hesitation dribble. He turned the corner and found nobody, rotated over to help. Nice finish there by Sean Donaldson.
That ends the gritty box score line for Donaldson with 2 points, 2 fouls, no points. His first points of the night.
Well, right now at this stage of the game for him as a sophomore, he didn't have to get points. He's got to get rebounds and be tough, and he's done that all year. That's why he starts.
Churchill working on Donaldson, shot up, no good. A little bit of a size difference there, but Donaldson working hard. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. St. Clair 23, Richmond 10. The Devils get the basketball in. Jackson Allen up top. Gets it over to Davis.
Saints a little 2-3 zone here. They'll move into that once in a while in baseline out of bounds situations. Good rotation there to pinch on the high post feed as Davidson turns them over.
Back comes Ben Davidson and the Saints. Davidson drives, right hand up off the glass is good. 25-10 St. Clair. Blue Devils pushing it. Little Euro step. St. Clair looking for a travel, not there. Richmond comes away with it, and they'll reset.
Good hustle play there by Jansen. Saints remain in the 2-3. A little different look. Haven't seen this out of them very much. They extend it and they play.
Mid-range jumper up and no good. Matson with the rebound. Sure, part of that zone. It has to do with the early shooting struggles from the Blue Devils. Kind of try to keep that going. Matson calling out a play. Gets it over to Davidson. Donaldson. Pietrzakowski. Back to Jansen. Inside, Matson wide open. Layup is up and good once again. And that forces another Richmond timeout. It's 27-10 St. Clair.
Nice cut, nice movement without the ball by Mario Matson, and a good look. Quick pass inside. Nice little lefty hook, too. Not for nothing, but that back to the basket, quick left-handed shot is not easy in the moment. And Mario makes it look easy there.
Taking a look at the numbers, these teams entering tonight. St. Clair scoring 62 a game, giving up 53. Pretty similar numbers for the Blue Devils, scoring 59 and giving up 52. Defense almost exactly the same. Offense, Saints scoring about 3 points more a game.
Looking at our notes here, as we move on tonight, it'll start to look more and more like the winner of this game will move on to go to New Haven and likely play New Haven, who's ranked #1 in the state in Class B and won the state title last year. So whatever team's coming out of here with a wooden mitten, they're running to a buzzsaw, and they're going to have to turn around and get something done real fast.
Davidson with a steal, layup up and no good. He draws a foul, he'll shoot 2. Foul going to be on Churchill. St. Clair showing some good pressure out of a Richmond timeout.
Nice job there by the Saints to come out of a Richmond timeout and bring the fight right back to them, get an early turnover, and Ben Davidson gets a clean steal and gets himself to the line.
First free throw up and good. .432 to go here in the second quarter. Second free throw up, and that is also good. Give Ben Davidson 9 points on the night. I think he's went on about a 7-0 run since he mentioned his 2 points earlier.
Yeah, he's getting it going a little bit now. He's turned himself back into a scorer.
Pull-up jumper on the way is no good. Battle for the rebound. Selleck comes away with the rebound.
Ben might have taken some time at the quarter to remind Coach Sherrill, I understand that you want to get me post touches, but I do have over 1,400 points. Here's one of those post touches now.
Good ball movement, Eisenhart. Three is no good, and the Blue Devils come away with it. Sophomore Davion Henderson with the basketball. Working on Scott Selleck. Crosses him up, drives. They're going to get Ben Davidson with a foul there. That gets the Saints crowd fired up.
Yeah, I don't actually think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think he touched an arm there, unfortunate, but only his first. No harm in the foul, but I don't think the fans agreed, if you could pick that up on the camera there.
Good inbound pass here. Missed the bunny there was Henderson. Eisenhart pulls it down. Matson pushing the pace for the Saints. No one picks him up. He drives the lane. Left hand is up and good. 31-10. St. Clair Matson with 11. Davis drives.
The C is parted there for Matson. Somebody's got to get in there. If you're the Blue Devils, you're not liking the look of that defense right now.
Churchill with a screen. Good crossover dribble, gets by Disserath. Floater is up and good off glass. Nice move there by Jackson Allen. Of course, anytime someone gets crossed up, so to speak, the crowd loves it. Still counts as 2 points no matter how they get it. Matson to Eisenhart in the corner. Gets it to a cutting Ben Davidson. Works the block, goes up with the right hand. It's up and good. Davidson in the double digits. He's now got 11. Him and Matson tied for the team lead.
Selleck playing nice defense on ball there. Coach Sherrill egging him on.
It's nice to have 33 points. They're filling it up, but they are playing well on the defensive side of the ball. 3 no good, and again, a one and done. Not a whole lot of offensive rebounds here in the first half.
Not a lot going for the Blue Devils on the interior either. They don't really have a post presence, and they've settled for a lot of shots fired from 20, 22 feet, and they haven't hit enough.
Davidson, another dish. Eisenhart in the corner. Mishandles for the Saints reset. Just over 2 minutes to go.
One of the more patient possessions here for the Saints so far.
Selleck, 3 on the way. That's good. He's fired up. He's one of the more emotional players the Saints got.
You know, Selleck's a guy that can give you some minutes and some quick scoring, and if he's hot, you want to play him and you want to let him go. And if he's not, he's a good team guy, so he's okay with watching his teammates play and take over too. So he's an energy guy that you can bring off the bench, comes in and nails a 3 right there, right after playing some good defense on the ball on Davion Henderson.
Exactly 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. District final action. Winner wins a district title, and they get the lovely present, as Brad mentioned, of playing New Haven. Used to get a trophy before you got to go play them.
Yeah, New Haven, you know, not that we want to spend a lot of time on them on this broadcast, but they tout one of the best juniors in the country in Romeo Weems, a 5-star recruit, holding a lot of offers from a lot of people you've heard of. And really their supporting cast, though, is big and lengthy, and there's a couple guys holding some A-10 offers on that roster, so it's not just Romeo Weems. They give you problems about 8 deep of guys who are probably capable of playing at least in the GLIAC. So a tall task for either one of these groups right now. St. Clair's looking like they're signed up, or trying to sign up for that challenge. Nothing wrong with that, you know, because you get a wooden mitten on your way out the door today. So an exciting look here as the Saints have a nice opportunity to do that. Got to hold on and continue to do what they've done for the first quarter and 6 minutes.
24-point lead. Saints with Matson, Davidson, Disserath, Selleck, and Eisenhart. Troy Disserath will bring the basketball up for the Saints. Davidson spins, drives, Eisenhart, long three is up, no good, and a rebound by Churchill.
Not a bad look there by Eisenhart, had his feet set, looked in rhythm.
Jackson Allen guarded by Troy Disserath. Henderson, three on the way. This one is good. Davion Henderson knocks down the three, gives him 6 points. Davidson pushing the pace, gets it to Matson. Matson drives. Up, no foul called, misses the layup, but Selleck comes away with it. Eisenhart to Davidson. Drives, this one's stolen away, back comes Churchill. Pulls it back. Henderson, another three, see if he's got it going, he does. Back-to-back threes for the sophomore Davion Henderson. Makes it 36-18 St. Clair.
Tough possession and then a good answer. Davion Henderson knocks down 2 convincing threes. Both times, the first time the Saints, Mario Matson had to help off him on a dribble drive and he knocked one down. That time they get it in transition off of a tough luck possession really for Matson. At this end, I thought he had a nice aggressive take. Didn't get a call, and Ben Davidson went into a crowd of people and got the ball ripped away. So good timeout here by Coach Sherrill as the Richmond Blue Devils go on a little flurry.
Just over 1 minute to go here in the second quarter. St. Clair 36, Richmond 18. Davidson and Matson leading the Saints with 11. Those 2 threes give Davion Henderson, the Richmond team, the lead. He now has 9.
All on 3-pointers, I believe. He's somewhere in the ballpark of 3 for 5 or 3 for 6 from long range. Blue Devils going to apply some full court pressure here. It's a tall task for number 12, Austin DeBuck, to defend, and they're going to run and jump Davidson just a little bit.
Davidson gets it to Disserath, cross-court pass. Petrikowski three is up and no good, but he gets his own rebound. Floater, this one is good. 38-18. 43 seconds to go. Richmond pushing it.
Petrikowski's had a really nice year. Good senior leadership out of him. Another example of it there.
Churchill
three
no good. Back comes Petrikowski. Matson three, no good. Rebounded by Jackson Allen.
Give Chase Churchill a lot of credit for the Blue Devils there. It was 3-on-1 for the Saints, and he was able to play all 3 of them and hold serve until some teammates caught up to help him there.
Jackson Allen, a junior for Richmond, guarded by Petrikowski. Pulls up, three is up, no good. Davidson with a good box out and comes away with it. 4 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, Davidson pulls up, 1. Off the glass and just off, but an outstanding first half for Sean Sherrill. Ben Davidson, Mario Matson, and the Saints, they're up 38-18.
Yeah, the Saints brought the fight to the Blue Devils early and often. A lot of pressure defense. I'm sure there won't be a lot of adjustments. Maybe talk about a few things, but forcing the Blue Devils to shoot from the outside a lot. They're going to want to keep doing that until Richmond can prove they can hit a few more than just Davion Henderson. Maybe stop helping off of him a little bit, but as they go into halftime, probably pretty pleased if you're wearing a Saints uniform.
Excellent first half of basketball here on CTV. We'll be back for the second half where they'll hand out that big-time wooden mitten. We'll be back after these messages.
Enjoy the We Care experience at St. Clair Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram
During the 2018 Auto Show event. Lease a Ram 4x4 Bighorn for $116 a month.
Jeep Compass, $116 a month.
Even a Dodge Charger for $108 a month. Plus, we have the best price guaranteed.
Best service after the sale.
Best value for your trade-in.
And the most friendly professional staff around.
We appreciate your business. It's all about the We Care experience.
Exit 257 off I-94.
Murphy Inn, Restaurant, Spirits Hotel, all in St. Clair. Before or after the game, stop at Murphy Inn. Different specials every day. Happy hour 2 to 6 daily, and 7 vintage hotel rooms. Half off large pizza every Monday, karaoke on Wednesday and Saturday, live music on Thursday and Friday. Murphy Inn has private dining area for showers and family parties. Murphy Inn, Restaurant, Spirits Hotel in St. Clair since 1836.
All right, welcome back to district final action on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins with you here at Marysville High School. Winner of this game wins a district championship, moves on to a regional semifinal. First half stats: Ben Davidson with 11, Mario Matson 11, Ian Jansen 3, Troy Disselrath, Matt Eisenhart with 3, Sean Donaldson with 2, and can't forget Scott Selleck, who also has 3. For the Blue Devils, Davion Henderson leading the way with 9. Chase Churchill 4, Drew Davis 3, and Jackson Allen 2. Pretty good first half offensively and defensively for the Saints, Brad.
Yeah, it was a great half. I think you just with the doctor order, if you're Coach Sherrill and the Saints, for Coach Presnell and the Blue Devils, they got to find a way to get something outside of a long three-pointer after a possession. They did a decent job, went on a little run where they got some things in transition. They'll probably look to do that a little more, but the first half defense from the Blue Devils wasn't very good, and it's going to have to be better here in the second half if they want to get back into this one.
Quick start here for the Blue Devils as Drew Davis drives the lane and draws contact. Can't finish, he'll shoot 2.
Nobody in any real foul trouble here. It was pretty low-key first half that way. People kept their hands off for the most part. Just Sean Donaldson, who's been known to foul here and there, uses them up. He's got 2, but other than that, no notables.
Can't take your fouls with you to New Haven. Might as well use them up. Second free throw is up and good. Makes it 38-20. St. Clair with an 18-point lead. Richmond showing some full court press here to start the second half.
Bringing a little bit of what the Saints have done to the Blue Devils thus far right back at them. Saints try to wear down the guards of the Blue Devils. I think right now the Blue Devils are doing it to try to get themselves back in the game.
Saints working into Ben Davidson, goes up with a right hand, off glass, no good, and Churchill pulls it down. Richmond pushing the pace. Drew Davis with the ball. Back over to Churchill.
Saints had a nice first half with that look. Move the ball and get it into Ben Davidson, let him distribute.
Allen pull up is no good. Good physical rebound by Ben Davidson, who brings the ball up for the Saints. Dishes over Donaldson, who thought about a 3. Pulls it back over to Jansen. Petrikowski takes a screen from Davidson. Not there on the roll over to Donaldson. Good position for Ben Davidson. Ben goes up with the right hand. Off glass, up it rolls through. Make it 40-20.
Nice tough take there by Ben. Not getting the benefit of any calls, so he's going to have to earn them.
Drew Davis over to Churchill. Long, tough pull-up 3, or excuse me, long 2 is up and no good, and Ben Davidson with a rebound. Not keeping track of the boards, but Saints cleaning the glass. Petrikowski to Donaldson. 3 is up. Good. 43-20. St. Clair. Donaldson with 5.
Nice look by Logan Petrikowski to find Sean Donaldson with his feet set on that spin move, but Saints applying pressure, and Petrikowski picks up a foul, trying to chase here on the open floor.
Foul on Petrikowski. Troy Disselrath checks in for Ian Jansen.
That's going to be Logan's 3rd. So just as I jinxed everything and said that nobody was in foul trouble, he went and picked up one that something to watch for.
Jackson Allen picks up his dribble, looks for Churchill on the cut, not there. Somehow Henderson comes away with the basketball. Davion Henderson leading the Blue Devils with 9 points. Davis trying to cross up Disselrath. Nothing there, kicks it over.
Tough matchup here for Petrikowski, especially with 3 fouls. They go to Churchill. That's a switch that if they can get the Saints to keep making that switch, you got to keep dumping it in there with Petro's 3 fouls.
Davidson kicks it to Petrikowski. Up no good. Disselrath fighting for the rebound. Going to call loose ball foul here.
St. Clair foul number 2, Troy Disselrath, his first team 3rd.
3rd team foul in the second half for St. Clair. Something to keep an eye on. 5:25 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's a travel there as the double team came on to Jackson Allen, junior for the Blue Devils. That semifinal action against Marine City. The Mariners turned it over a ton, and the St. Clair Saints made a lot of 3s. It's a deadly combination.
Sean Donaldson leaves his man, and everybody else jumps up there, and it just puts a lot of pressure when you don't have that next pass forced to travel.
Pietrkowski was looking for a backdoor cut from Donaldson, not there. Keeps the basketball, able to get it to Mario Matson. Matson drives the lane with the left hand, dish to Donaldson. Goes up, blocked from behind by Henderson, and back come the Blue Devils.
That was the best defensive possession we've seen out of the Blue Devils tonight.
Davion Henderson with a block. He brings the ball back up and draws the foul.
Returning for St. Clair, number 1,
Ian Jansen back into the game for Sean Donaldson. Drew Davis over to Jackson Allen. Looking for a cutting Henderson, nothing there. He takes a very tough pull-up and he knocks it down.
A lot of length there, Davion Henderson. That's a heck of a shot. Went right over top of the defense and nailed it. That was nice.
Got to be a good sign for the Saints. That to me, at least, it feels like Richmond's playing better here in the second half, and they're still nursing a 19-point lead. Madsen was cutting. Ball goes out of bounds. No foul called. Stays with the Saints.
Nice cut. Pass was half second late, or else that would have been a layup.
Pietrkowski inbounding. Looks like we got an off-the-ball foul on Richmond.
Richmond foul, number 12, Austin DeBuck.
DeBuck trying to keep Davidson from getting a spot. He's tough to handle.
DeBuck, one of 2 senior starters for the Blue Devils. St. Clair inbounds the basketball. Troy Disselrath looking to get the ball inside to a hard-working Mario Matson. Not there. Disselrath on the wing. Matson cutting. Catches the ball. Goes up and in. My goodness. Not sure how he split the defense there.
Turned the corner and found somebody ready to take a charge. It just kind of gave him the okey-doke and moved the ball across. Good body control and a nice smooth finish by Mario.
Matson with 13 on the night. Drew Davis with the ball on the wing. Back up top to Allen.
Pietrkowski still matched on Churchill, and the Blue Devils not recognizing it right now. There was the switch. Matson on him now.
Allen back to Churchill. He's got Troy Disselrath on him. He works his way into the lane, goes up with the right hand and in. Nice move by Chase Churchill.
Matson on him is what the Saints wanted, and they had to switch again, and it got Troy Disselrath giving up some size, and Churchill goes right at him.
Jansen over to Pietrkowski. Matson with the ball on the wing. Takes the ball screen from Ben Davidson. He rolls to the bucket, not there. They work it back around, back into Davidson. Spins, right hand, up, no good, no foul, and back comes Richmond. Davion Henderson with the ball. Thought about pulling up, he does with a long 2. It's long. Richmond comes away with the ball, and Davidson gets the steal. Up, Pietrkowski there, had to wait for the basketball. Goes up, tries to pass it. See if they call that one on the floor.
Not sure what the they're going to give it to. They're giving him a shooting foul here, and he's fortunate. I don't know which way to call this because they're fortunate to be shooting the ball. However, I think if they let that go completely, he feeds it behind, and it's an easy layup for the Saints. So anything less than 2 points here is a win for Richmond.
Certainly can't blame Richmond coach Josh Presnell for asking for an explanation there. In the meantime, a little bit of a Rasheed Wallace there if you're the Richmond fans, I guess.
The ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. Pietrkowski's first free throw up and no good. 45-26 St. Clair.
It was actually a really nice play by Logan Pietrkowski because I think dishing it off there was the right thing to do. Him doubled. It would have resulted in an easy layup. The Saints do come away with that 1 point on his split pair there.
Richmond brings the basketball back, down 20. Churchill working real hard, a lot of contact, no foul either way. Ben Davidson comes away with the basketball. Back to Jansen. Matson brings it up.
That's really good defense by Ian Jansen. Kept
Davidson
his body squared.
Disselrath, corner 3 is up, no good. Back comes Churchill and the Blue Devils. Just under 2.5 to go. Pull up, no good. A lot of long 2s.
Yeah, it's the Rip Hamilton-esque offense here. The Blue Devils are running. They like everything from about 15 feet. In the first half, everything was from 19 feet. That time they tried to give a feed to Coach Presnell, who was wide open on the wing. Unfortunately, he's not allowed to play, so that goes sailing out of bounds.
Pietrkowski and Disarath check out of the ball game for St. Clair. Eisenhart and Donaldson back into the ball game. St. Clair with Davidson, Matson, Eisenhart, Jansen, and Donaldson. Donaldson got himself open under the bucket. Not there. Jansen, long three is up, no good. Look at Donaldson working down low. Churchill with a good rebound, though.
Saints right now taking a little more methodical approach to their offense. The clock is their friend. 20-point lead with 1:30 to go. They can run some of their stuff if they don't get anything in transition.
Matson to Jansen. Jansen to Davidson. Wide open three is up, no good. Just off. Richmond comes away with it. Jackson Allen with the basketball. Guarded by Matt Eisenhart. Donaldson picks him up. Just over a minute to go here in the third quarter of a district final at Marysville High School. Richmond working on the round. Here's a three. Up and once again, no good. Ben Davidson with a rebound.
He's got at least 12 boards tonight. Davidson's been all over the glass.
Davidson drives, kicks. Eisenhart wide open three from the top. No good. Out of bounds. It'll go Richmond's way.
Second time tonight. You can't really blame Eisenhart for taking that shot. He's open. His feet are set. You got to let that one go. And he had plenty of time, probably too much time. It kind of slowed his rhythm.
Allen, like he might have traveled. Richmond gets the ball back. A lot of contact and not a foul either way. Richmond gets it back and they lay it up and in. That's number 2, Brennan Dolan. 46-28, 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Davidson turns the ball over. Churchill with a steal. He's going up. He's wide open if he wants it. Lays it up with a finger roll.
Had me all excited. I thought we were going to see a dunk, and
me too.
Maybe started a little too early.
I think he got halfway up and realized if I miss this dunk, I might see a little pop.
That might be the game, yeah.
Richmond has cut the lead to 16. 15 seconds to go. St. Clair looking for the last shot most likely. Mario Matson pulls it back. That looks to be the case. 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6 on the clock. 5. Davidson with the ball. 3. Up. Under. Nice move. It's up and good. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. St. Clair 48, Richmond 30. We're getting set for an exciting fourth quarter of district final basketball. We'll be right back after these messages.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC. St. Clair's Ace Hardware in the Riverview Plaza is now open 7 days a week for your shopping needs. Everything you need from auto supplies, wiring, paint, craftsman tools. St. Clair's Ace Hardware has picnic items, a complete gift department with candles and more. Don't miss the specials on Valspar paint. St. Clair's Ace Hardware in the Riverview Plaza.
All right, welcome back to high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner with Brad Robbins. St. Clair with a 48-30 lead to start this fourth quarter off.
Blue Devils able to play the Saints even in that quarter. It felt like a win for the Blue Devils, but really it was all square, so Saints got to be happy with that. Didn't let the momentum escape them.
Saints started off with a Jansen three-point attempt. It's off, no good. Richmond will take the basketball. Got to assume if you're the Blue Devils, if you want a chance to get in this ball game, you better start doing it in a hurry to start the fourth.
Yeah, they're going to have to knock down a couple of those threes. Probably, honestly, get Davion Henderson a few good looks and not let Ben Davidson get matched up at the block and beat you.
Interesting that you mentioned it. Davion Henderson not even in the ball game.
It's going to be difficult. I don't know what the signs are. We see Cracchiolo in for the Blue Devils. Hasn't played a whole lot. Does have a couple points, but
pretty
makes
rare
it
to see
interesting.
a leading scorer not start the fourth quarter down 18. He is sitting between the coaches. Looks to be okay. Logan Pietrkowski with the basketball for the Saints. Over to Donaldson. Works it inside to Matson. Double team comes back. Good ball movement, but a steal. But Donaldson, scrappy, comes back up with it. Brennan Dolan does get it for Richmond. Back comes Churchill. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth. Every possession going to matter here for the Blue Devils. Pass inside is a turnover, so there goes one possession.
Tough angle there. Churchill trying to slide it in there to Cracchiolo, and he had to seal, but it was nice defense by Matson, an angle that you can't corral, and here comes Henderson into the game right on cue.
This is just the first minute and 5 seconds of the fourth quarter. He's subbed in for Connor Cracchiolo. Ben Davidson calling out the offensive set for the Saints. Gets it over to Troy Disserath. Matson cutting, not there. Back to Pietrzakowski. Over to Donaldson. Now Matson's got it on the block. Working on Davis. Goes up with a right hand. It's up, no good. Tough roll and rebounded by Richmond. Jackson Allen bringing it the other way. Working on Pietrzakowski. Gets it over to Henderson. Henderson going to have to go to work, but it's stolen by Troy Disserath. Saints with a 2-on-1. Disserath up. Draws the foul. See if they call this one on the floor shooting. Based off of the last one, I would assume he's shooting.
You just never know, but they are going to say he's going up. I think that time it's the only thing that Troy Disserath was clearly doing. He was trying to tuck it and go right around, and when he did, Blue Devils reached across and grab onto the arm. He's going to shoot 2.
St. Clair with a 48-30 lead. First free throw is up and no good, so we stay at an 18-point Saints lead. St. Clair with Matson, Pietrzakowski, Disserath, Davidson, and Donaldson. That's the Saints starting lineup minus Jansen. Disserath in for him. Just over 6 minutes to go. District title on the line tonight here at Marysville High School. Allen working on Pietrzakowski. They get it over. Three-point attempt is on the way. This one is short, but Churchill working hard, gets the offensive rebound. Kicks it back out to Allen with a 3. This one no good. Henderson with it. Richmond working hard on the offensive glass, but Ben Davidson comes away with it. He pushes it up. Henderson got him from behind. Disserath has it. Tries to dish it over. Pietrzakowski has it. Logan driving the lane, draws contact. He'll shoot 2 again. Frantic pace here for the last 30 seconds.
Nice recognition there by Logan Pietrzakowski. Turned the corner. We've seen that a few times out of the Saints off guards. We've seen him turn the corner there, and the sea parted, so we went right to the bucket. Mario Matson's done that on a handful of occasions, and we saw Sean Donaldson do it earlier at the other end. So nice job by Logan there, and a good offensive possession here for the Saints.
Pietrzakowski's first free throw is up and good. Neither of us sure if we messed up Logan's stat line here. I think we might have him at 4. It could be 7. I think we're pretty close on the rest of them. Second free throw up and no good. No, we gave somebody 3 extra points at one point. Either way, it's a 20-point Saints lead. Davis with a shot for Richmond off the glass. It's good. Makes it 50-32.
Drew Davis has chucked a lot of 3s tonight. I think that's his game right there. That was a really nice play. Got in the paint. Nice easy bucket for Davis.
Senior Ben Davidson with the basketball. Gets it over to Troy Disserath. Saints still using that same action on offense. Donaldson able to save it. Keeps his dribble alive. We're just over 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Ben Davidson on the wing. Back up top, Troy Disserath. Working on Davion Henderson. Still leading the way for Richmond in the scoring column. Sean Donaldson. Saints doing a good job of working a little clock. Matson inside. Goes up. It's good. Make it 52-32 Saints.
Matson's had a real nice night. He's got 15. Kind of been the straw stirring the drink here for the Saints.
Another 3. Richmond going to have to start chucking them, and that's what they've been doing here in the fourth quarter, but Donaldson comes away with it. You can see Ben Davidson making a point to slow the pace down here for St. Clair.
He's going to use all 10 of these seconds here, get it across the timeline, and hopefully have a possession like they did on the last one, get somebody a post touch, let them finish.
Pietrzakowski back to Disserath. Heading towards 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Donaldson working on Brennan Dolan. St. Clair's certainly working the clock. Mario Matson working on Davis, and a foul will go against the junior, Drew Davis.
I think Coach Presnell has got to tell his guys they come into the game. You're down 20, start going for steals. If you foul them, you foul them. It's not going to make much difference at a certain point here. Halfway through the fourth, they got to play for steals.
We're under 4 minutes to go. St. Clair with a 20-point lead. Matson over to Davidson. Matson once again. Pietrzakowski. It's going to take a pretty open look for St. Clair to take a shot.
Yeah, they're layups only at this point. They may get one. Richmond coming way out.
Good rotation. Here's an open three. Matson, no good.
It's not a layup, but that's a great shot.
The way they've been shooting the last couple games, it almost seems like a layup. Back come the Blue Devils. Three on the way, no good. Ben Davidson with a rebound and a foul against Richmond.
And you can see right now the Saints actually have an added luxury. You're not really concerned with the dribble drive very much. So right there, Ben Davidson able to pretty much just sell out completely on the three-pointer and do what coaches coach you not to do. Jump, leave your feet, just distract. You're not really fearful of a two-point bucket at this point. It's going to take a bunch of threes to get the Blue Devils back here.
Richmond turning it up a notch defensively here. Matson with a drive. Back to Donaldson. Gets trapped and he calls a timeout. Probably a good idea. Don't turn it over and give Richmond any sign of life. 3:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins here, bringing you another presentation of high school basketball on CTV, and it sure looks like with 3:06 to go, St. Clair could be heading towards the district championship.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get the opportunity to go and play at New Haven in front of their home crowd. I don't have anything to say or official on who that opponent's going to be. I think we just continue to assume that the number one team in Class B and the reigning state champions are going to be the opponent. But the Saints really have been impressive over the course of the last two games. They've gotten good looks. I think what we probably don't get the luxury to know all the ins and outs of how well they've executed a game plan or the way that they wanted to play certain opponents. Shooting really well helps any game plan, certainly, but the looks and the way that they've matched up here tonight and getting those early touches to Ben Davidson, who then was able to distribute. You know that the scouting report for the Blue Devils is going to be all about stopping Ben, and they felt like his size was going to be an opportunity to throw it into the block, so they did that. The Saints beat him up by shooting the ball really well, and then when Richmond tried to make an adjustment, Davidson got hot himself from the perimeter and starting to go to the basket. So that's why they're up by 20, and right now everything's looking like it's going to be a wooden mitten in the showcase at St. Clair High School.
Can't beat that. For Richmond last year, they lost to Marysville in district action, 45-38. They, of course, beat the Vikings to get to this point this season. Saints, of course, lost to eventual state champion New Haven last year, but that was in district action, so kind of nice to see. If we're going to talk about New Haven, at least it's nice to not see them in districts.
Absolutely. They're not here and in the way of the opportunity for this group, who's done such a nice job. It's such a good group to win a championship. They got that league title outright this year, and I know that this is a huge goal for them. Another box to check for this group, and it's nice that New Haven's not in the district, and they were bumped down into Pontiac for their district.
Mario Matson at the line, shooting free throws for the Saints.
Of course, New Haven actually a Class C school who opts up to play in B.
Matson, the senior. Got to believe for guys like Matson, a whole host of seniors for St. Clair. Ben Davidson, Ian Jansen, Mario Matson, Logan Pietrzakowski, Brady Delore. To go out with a, Troy Disselrath too, I don't know if I mentioned him, but to go out with a league title and a district title, excellent way to end your career.
It's been a good group the whole way. Going all the way back into like 5th and 6th grade. They've always liked playing hoops, playing together, and it's nice to see them have so much success all the way through. Be nice here. I think you're going to get to see a great team guy. You mentioned Brady Delore, good team guy. He's actually had some really big shining moments throughout the year. Not a guy who gets a lot of burn consistently, but comes in and does some damage and can hit a three here and there and provide some length. If he's feeling good, I'm sure you'll see him here shortly come onto the floor.
This is Jackson Allen, a junior for the Blue Devils at the line. Knocks down his free throws. 53-34 is where we stand. 2.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Davidson sees pressure, gets it over to Matson, though. Looks like the Saints will break the press, and a foul from behind on Jackson Allen.
I mentioned the bench clearing mentality. That probably won't happen until Richmond decides not to trap and press and foul every time. I think you want your guys who got you here to finish it off. Mario Matson, one of those guys, he knocks down the first one.
Matson with an outside shot here. If he keeps the basketball in his hands, hitting the 20-point mark. On the night, he's got 17. Second free throw, I jinxed him. He still might get there. I don't want to get down on myself too much here. Henderson with the basketball for Richmond. Can't help but think from the Richmond side, if Henderson would have got it going a little earlier, this ball game would probably look a lot different.
Yeah, you needed him to get going. He did hit 3 threes, I think, in the first half. However, that's all Richmond really tried to do in the first half. And throughout the game, I don't want to take anything away from the Saints' defense. They're the reason that Richmond's had to settle all night long. And the Saints, that switching, aggressive defense has really bothered the guards, the Blue Devils. And Henderson, a really nice player. He's got a promising look to him. He's just a sophomore, so you'll see a lot out of him, but just not enough tonight.
And just what Coach Robbins called for. Brady DeLore checks into the ball game for Sean Donaldson.
Yeah, I think you saw a gentleman's agreement there. Coach Presnell pulled a couple of big-timers off the floor, important pieces, and Coach Sherrill with 2:09 left in the district final gets senior on the floor, get him some burn.
Timeout for Richmond Blue Devils. They're down 56-37, 2:01 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Coach Sherrill sent a host of guys to the table. Be interesting to see if they stay in, and they do.
Right now on the bench, looks like he's talking it up with Garrison Dombrowski. Ben Davidson looks like he might actually stay in the game along with Matson. Keeps his 2 top scorers in the game. Carter Dombrowski also sitting down. And
Brady DeLore got his seat back there. Mario Matson was seated next to Ben Davidson, and Coach Sherrill looked up and down the line and said, "Where's Brady?" And Brady raised his hand from behind, and Mario got the boot. He's played really well, but he got the boot from the line and gave Brady a spot back there.
Christian Jabiro also on the bench for the Saints, and that's who Sean Sherrill will send out onto the floor.
That's a good try there, Mario, stealing the deal.
I think he heard me give his stat line and was hoping he could at least get it. Maybe
you wanted to get you to 20. But really, these guys who've checked into the game outside of, frequently mentioned Ben Davidson, these guys have worked really hard. You got some guys out here in the Dombrowski kid, or kids really, the brothers, Jabiro, DeLore, guys who come to practice and work every day and have had really nice games, in a support role, but have done a great job. The Saints' depth is really what have won them that league title and is now going to win them a district title. So good to see these guys get in, get some run in a championship basketball game.
Davidson's first free throw up and good. He's got 16 on the night. Drew Davis back into the ball game for Richmond. Drew Davis, a little bit of a tough night shooting, just I believe 5 points. Davidson knocks down his second, make it 17. Henderson working on Ben. Goes up, foul called on Davidson, he doesn't like it.
I think on that one, Davidson doesn't like the call. I don't think he had to come down with the arms at all. He played great defense up until Henderson attempted the shot, and instead of trying to block it, I think he would have been better served just to wall up and not give the official an opportunity to blow the whistle there. I wasn't close enough to determine whether it was a clean block or not, but I can tell you that it just didn't look great.
Right. Davion Henderson knocks down his free throws. He's got 13 on the night. Another foul against Richmond will send Ben Davidson back to the free throw line. Do I jinx it again and say Ben Davidson's heading toward the 20-point mark?
Well, I think now it's just between the two curly-headed guys. Davidson got to stay in the game. He's got 17, right? So he could surpass Mario with this foul shot. Mario's going to be lobbying on the bench to get back in there so he can regain the lead.
1:41 to go here. Davidson knocks down the first.
You and I talked before the game a little bit about the scoring of Ben Davidson and how many that meant he was averaging per game throughout his career. And you did jinx him a little bit there, but if he's got the points that he does, we did the quick math, and that puts him at right around 16 a night for his career. So that means as a freshman he was averaging like 16 a night, and that's no joke.
Amazing. Churchill 3 is up and good. Good looking shot there from Chase Churchill.
Pretty good defense there from the Saints. That's a heck of a shot by Chase Churchill. He was deep. He had somebody in his face. Minute 21 to go and a 17-point lead, and the Blue Devils they're not ready to call it a night yet. Churchill's still in the game. I think it's been kind of a hybrid. Coach Presnell's giving hugs and shaking some hands, and then a guy comes in and hits a 3. So he doesn't quite know if he's ready to call it quits yet.
1:21 to go here in the fourth quarter. High school basketball on CTV district final. Winner here heads to New Haven.
Worth noting that both Coach Sherrill and Coach Presnell just have a boatload of assistants. Both teams just need extra seats in their line. The more eyes, but that goes to show you a little bit. The more eyes you get on your team and the more people helping and buffers that you have between you and the kids,
right.
It leads to some success, really. You got guys watching film and noticing different things, having some different ideas. So kudos to both staffs getting them to this point.
Got to give all those assistants a lot of credit, too. It takes a lot of time away from their families.
No doubt about it.
Don't get a whole lot of shine, obviously, when you're not the head coach necessarily. I know the coaches obviously appreciate each other, and Coach Sherrill, I'm sure, appreciates their effort, but got to give those guys a shout-out for their work this season so far. The season's not over. Dombrowski, free throw up, no good. 59-42, just over 1 minute to go. Allen, 3 from the top is up, and that one's good. 59-45, and a timeout by the Blue Devils.
You know, if you're
look who's Sean Sherrill, not going to mess around.
Well,
Hanson, Pietrzakowski, Donaldson.
You can't blame them. It's a 14-point lead with 1:08. Every time the Richmond Blue Devils come down with the basketball, they're canning a 3. If you're Coach Sherrill, you don't want to mess around and get yourself in a 5-point game all of a sudden, and they're scoring. So bring your guys back in and go get this thing. I think at the other end of it, if you're Coach Sherrill, you're just calming your guys down and making sure that they understand they're still in command here. Got to make some foul shots. Have come up empty on either half or the front end, and they're going to get fouled here when they inbound the ball. So put your best foul shooters on the floor and let them do what they do.
Richmond, a Richmond assistant was checking with the scores table, just seeing about fouls, so they're getting ready to use them up. Saints do inbound the basketball. Pietrzakowski will get fouled. Take your pick between Henderson and Dolan. 1:06 to go now. St. Clair up 59-45. Saints going to keep 4 men back.
Smart there by Coach Sherrill. Don't want your guys in the lane to pick up a foul 90 feet away from the rim.
Free throw up and good for Logan Pietrzakowski. Senior guard, second one up and good as well. Didn't matter if there was guys there or not.
Let's see who the Blue Devil who fires the 3 is going to be this time. Saints with a little more perimeter pressure here.
Churchill 3 is up and good.
Churchill has hit 3 of those from that spot right over an outstretched arm. Those are just good shots. That's kudos. They're 2 for 1 in the Saints here. It's going to take them a long time to get there, but I don't really honestly blame Coach Presnell for riding it out. Why not? You guys are hitting shots.
Looks like Churchill might have found a sweet spot, knocked down a couple threes from that spot on the floor. Saints still leaving 4 men back. Ben Davidson on the line. First free throw is up and good. He's got 19. I'll keep my mouth shut. 49 seconds to go. 62-48. Second one is no good.
Blame me.
Blame me. Churchill, this one tipped away by Donaldson. Churchill throws it off of Disserath. Richmond will keep the basketball. 14-point lead. 41 seconds to go now.
No kidding about that spot. He literally ran right to where he's been and tried to chuck it. I don't blame him.
Churchill triggers, gets it in. This long three from Davis, way off. Saints will let it go out of bounds, and they get the basketball.
That's just not his game. Davis is the guy if you're the Saints. You just let him shoot. Don't let Churchill touch it. Don't let Henderson touch it, and keep the ball out of, or let the ball fly from Davis. That's fine. He does a great job getting to the rack, but when he's outside of 19 feet, it's just not going for him today.
Saints easily inbounded that basketball. Looked like Jackson Allen kind of tripped over himself, and Saints got the ball in and got the ball to their leading scorer, Ben Davidson. Free throw up and no good. (62-48), 34 seconds to go. Second one is good, and he lands at 20 points on the night. Richmond bringing the ball up, trying to get that three. Time is ticking here. This one is up and no good. Ben Davidson with another rebound. Kind of mentioned earlier, it seemed like he was a double-digit rebounding at some point. I got to imagine he's actually heading toward a 20 and 15 type of night.
Oh yeah, he's got the 20. The official numbers much later, but yeah, he's well over 10 boards, so an easy double-double. And really, he piled on some good assists early too with the hot shooting of guys like Jansen and Selleck and Petro, some guys that hit some threes, so might be a 20, 15, and 5 type of night here for Ben. (21). There are some official hugs going on here on the Blue Devils sideline. Congratulations on a great season for them. It's going to end here tonight in Marysville, and the Saints are going to hoist the wooden mitten here in about 24 seconds. I'm not sure that Coach Shiro is going to relent and do any subs. I think last time he tried that, the Blue Devils got real hot. So St. Clair excited. Ben Davidson will exit the floor. Oh, excuse me. Just trying to pump up the crowd. I was exiting the floor.
Senior for Richmond, Chase Churchill, exited the ball game to a round of applause from his fans. Nice career for him. And Davidson got the St. Clair fans in it. They can anticipate a district title. 2 points up and in, but time is winding down. We head towards 6. 5 seconds left on the clock. Clock will get running again. We're at 4. Ben Davidson with the basketball at 2. At 1, that sounds the buzzer. And the St. Clair Saints defeat the Richmond Blue Devils 65-50. They are district champions.
Yeah, nice year for Coach Sherrill, the Saints. A good group of seniors. We mentioned them once before. We'll mention them again here. Why not? We got Ben Davidson, the St. Clair Saints all-time leading scorer, Ian Jansen, Mario Matson, Logan Pietrkowski, Troy Disserath, Brady Delore. You guys, congratulations on a district title. Wish the Saints the best of luck in their preparation to move on to the regional round, which starts right away on Monday. So a quick turnaround. You get to enjoy this one for about 24 hours, maybe, more like 12. You probably got to get to work on film and preparing for the reigning Class B state champions, which is going to be a challenge for sure.
Handshake line complete. I do believe we're going to have a little presentation of the trophy here for the Saints. We'll continue to bring you those pictures. Everybody excited for the Saints, but you can just tell the difference in the seniors.
Yeah,
and their level of celebration here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You set out. It's a long grind. People don't always realize what it takes. I mean, not even just for the seniors, but as an entire team. The basketball season is long. You play through Thanksgiving break, you play through Christmas break, you play through midwinter break, and the kids don't get to go anywhere because they got to go to practice. And it's a real commitment. It's a long road, and if you do that, like your Ben Davidson or Mario Matson, guys who've done it since they were freshmen, you're talking about 4 years of making that kind of commitment, all that summer work, so it pays off, and able to reap the benefits on one magic night in Marysville. So congratulations, and see one of the seniors, Ian Jansen, here receive his medal from athletic director of Marysville High School, Tom Velko. They did a nice job of hosting this. Always an interesting dynamic when you're the host and your team doesn't make it there, so you got to hand out some medals. Classy move by the Richmond student section, also sticking around, not something that you always see. I can see the majority of them are holding out and waiting for the Saints to receive their medals before they depart.
Garrison Dabrowski. Number 21, Matthew Eisenhart.
It's always good to see these guys get rewarded in a couple different ways. You know, they won a lot of ball games, but when you can win a league title and you can win a district title as well, they're all getting a medal. They get to know they were part of a team that's got a trophy sitting at St. Clair High School. It just makes the season feel a little extra special.
Yeah, and as we look around the gym here in Marysville, I see some banners that we've got back at home in St. Clair, and the Saints are going to get to etch their their own number up there. And Coach Sherrill joins the celebration, brings it to the middle, and puts a nice cap on this part of the season, this journey, this box that gets checked in their goals. And like we said, gets prepared for the next round. So congratulations to Coach Sherrill and the Saints.
Saints, of course, going to pose for some photos here.
That supporting cast, we didn't name them. We got Tom Lesko, Bill Stidham, Todd Culling, Matt Disserath, and Ryan Siplick as the supporting cast. The coaches just do a wonderful job, put in a lot of time, as you mentioned, away from their families and their kids and all the other things that are going on. And it's all to get to this moment. And we've enjoyed bringing it to you here on CTV.
Absolutely. St. Clair with a pretty dominating run through districts, to be honest. A 77-40 win over Marine City got them to the district title game, and tonight a 65-50 win over the Richmond Blue Devils. For Brad Robbins, I'm Tom Brenner. We certainly thank our crew for bringing you these pictures all season long here on CTV. We will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. North Star Bank, guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.